Hello and welcome. Why is that not showing up? Oh, there we go. There was an update. Literally started basically the second that I was gonna hit the live. Well, I hit the live button and then I noticed that an update had started was 1% in. So hopefully they've patched some of these bugs that are in there because it's been a bit buggy from what I can tell. It also means we're gonna have the 10-minute load screen. Can I just hit continue? I think I can. Yes, so hello, my name's Trismegistus, and in this series I'm playing through Satisfactory. They determinedly keep doing updates while I'm doing this series. I thought maybe I'd get the chance to sort of reach my goal, but I think they've switched to a cadence of shorter updates, so it may well be that update 7, 8, 9 all hit before I actually hit the goal. But the goal is basically to finish the game as much as we can. I say sorry for this. I normally load it up beforehand for this exact reason. It's a bit of a meaty save file. Basically what that means is completing all of the... I'm not going to do the golden nut type challenge, but I need to... That was a strange noise. I need to complete that. Ooh. Bit of texture load in. Well, worse than usual. Okay. I think we're okay. So I'm obviously not at the concrete factory. I was working at the concrete factory, and that was probably it might be what we end up doing today anyway. But I came back here because the MAM has had an overhaul. So let's have a look at it. Basically, the hard drives is unchanged, but they've done some tweaking in a lot of the MAM trees. So there are now extra things, basically, because they now count all of the alien, like, whatever you'd call them, residues or whatever, as separate items. So we've got hatcher research and stinger research. Now I've not got any... I don't think I've got any of their bits. Because I'm mostly killing... Oh, there we go. So we could do the hatcher research. Not got any stingers, though? No, because that's plasma spitter. And that's hog. Okay. But they've got rid of the biomass one, so I don't think this is going to work anymore. The fact that I'm feeding it... I could turn it into hog protein and stuff. But as you saw, it's now like... and they've changed a few of the icons. I believe they've done a bit of a graphics overhaul, which they didn't really mention in the update video, because the game's now like a lot brighter. And it's a bit of an odd thing to say. Am I even going to be able to pick that up? Because there's this weird thing you can't grab things on belts if they're right into the thing. And I'm struggling to grab any belts. Yeah, it's not going to let me do that. I'll probably have to deconstruct that. But I can't do that recipe, basically. That I was doing. It's quite a good recipe as well. It's quite productive for biomass, which is helping paranormal vehicles, basically. Have I got any leaves and stuff? We could put a few of those in. Yeah, I've got a bunch of leaves. We can stick them in. I just like to have it... Oh, the inventory was full. So instead of that, let's do that. Do that. Is this full? Why did it not put those? Yeah, so we could quickly do that. Because all of the researches are now, apart from the hard drives are still 10 minutes, but all of these researches are 3 seconds, so you can just do them straight off. You don't need to... I don't know why they made it, 3 minute, random amounts of minutes. It was all a bit strange. But I've got some of that biomass, but I would need to make... Do you see what I mean? So we've got this protein stuff, and... I now know there's another one here, which I don't know what that is. I'm not proposing we unlock these, but the big thing that everybody's been showing off in videos... What was that? The big thing that everyone's been showing in videos is the military stuff. We might make a few of these. Some of them are really expensive. So that one, you're using ammo. Well, nice thing they've done. They've increased the stack size to 500 for ammo. So... They've not really improved the magazine capacity of the thing, but at least you can now stack it to 500, so you don't have to fill up your entire inventory to kill a couple of spiders. But so this guidance bullet, if you look at the cost, it's that it's the whatchamacallit, the I can't remember what they called them. Circuit boards or something. AI circuit boards, something like that. And that's quite an expensive thing in that, I mean, you get, well, I assume you get 10 out of it. I don't know. It's not clear what the cost is, but I don't know if it's 10 of those for every homing rifle ammo. That's really expensive. Although I think they stack to 100. Or maybe, because it says 500, so maybe, I'm not sure about that. But yeah, so this one, the rebar, stun rebar, it looks like it uses 50 Caterium, so that's actually relatively expensive when you think about it. But yeah, then you've got the old toxic Nobelisk, which, I mean, that's not really expensive at all. It's a bit weird that it doesn't use the fumarole things. I thought we were going to get, the gas fumaroles. I thought they were going to give us a device for harvesting those, because they're still just a pain in the bum. The therapeutic inhaler, I don't quite understand what difference that is. Doesn't really say. I think is it just an alternate? I think it's just an alternate recipe by looks of things. Yeah, because it gives you the same thing, so it's just an alternate recipe. This one is just an alternate. This one is definitely alternate recipe for the fabric. But then I've got this one. I could do this one, in that I could get an extra hand slot. I haven't got 50 of these guys fabrics on hand. And then what else? We've got mycelia. You see this? Oh, sorry, that's the one I've already done. They've not. I don't think they've changed this. Doesn't look like the nutrients. Power slugs is obviously the same. And then we've got the other ones, the shatter rebar. Those don't look as good as I think everyone was hoping they are. It's sort of shotgunny, but each shatter seems to be very ineffectual. The explosive resonance application, that's actually for pushing things. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it would push off cliffs, and that's not too uncostly. But you can use it to push enemies off cliffs, but also to push yourself along, so you can jump and it pushes you into the air. And then I'm not sure why that's not got a proper icon. Huh. I don't know what that is then, but unless that's where the nukes are, because I couldn't see nuclear unless they're hidden. No, that wouldn't be there, would it? It's not going to be in that. It's got to be in here somewhere, but there's this new smokeless powder. So technically, I can't actually do. I've already done the rifle, but technically I can't do it. But that's sort of their workaround, because it would be the explosive powder that I would need to unlock that. But of course I've already done it, so I've already got the things. And I think these are like the other ammos, but I don't know. I know there is a cluster grenade, cluster novelist, so that must be in here. But yeah, so I'm not proposing we'll go through these. I'm not actually probably going to do, because all that I've really unlocked is new novelisks and stuff. And the others I think we'd have to, and rebar things. So I don't think I'm actually going to bother with that. And I've got so much regular ammo. It's like, so what sort of thing. So yeah, so that was the sort of tweaks to the man. They haven't really, none of this has changed. There's no new recipes and all that sort of stuff. My bacons are all still here. Well, there's a bit of a weirdness in that I'm carrying bombs and ammo, but things that I had on me have disappeared, but things that are in chests are still there. So all of those beacons over at the old military factory are still there. In the chest that I left there. But one of the biggest things with this is you now have separate slots. So you can put it seems a bit redundant. So I don't know if the hazmat suit has been changed to not do poison, maybe. But you can also put the gas mask on. Oh, and weirdly, I had two because I messed up and made another one. I put it on, put it back in the chest to see, just to test it. And then it disappeared. So something weird happened there. I did just want. Is that on the back? Yeah. So the old thingies are there. But yeah, it's particularly convenient because you can, at the very least, you can carry them round. They haven't fixed the thing where they have no effect when you're in vehicles, though. So when you're in a vehicle and you're wearing your hazmat suit, or although I suppose if they have done that, maybe you wouldn't be able to tell. There may well be. One of the things they did do is they changed the. Well, it turns out they're called crabs. I didn't know they were called crabs, but the crabs have like all respawned, even if they're in your base. And they seem, well, the bug was that they were sort of permanent. So we'll sort of show this. I mean, everyone's shown this on videos and stuff, so I'm not really praising it. What I'm quite interested to do is go to the marsh, because that says where I want to do like the train for the aluminium and plus the aluminium. And I haven't seen many people exploring that, possibly because it's a bit boring, but I want to go up to the Spire Coast as well. Yeah, so as we get close, you see it opens, and it should start spawning. Oh, this might be the fix they've put in. But basically, to get rid of them, you have to do that, and it kills, it kills the actual spawner. It looks like it disappears now, but normally they would spew crabs out, and it's like it fires 3 at a time. It can only, I think, you can only have about 7 or something, 8 there at one time. There's my vehicle over here. But yeah, there should still be loads of ammo in this. I haven't actually checked. Which one was it? Oh, here we go. But you see it now stacks to 500, so it's started filling up the gaps, as it were. But you see, I've got so much ammo, there's sort of no point using the other ammo, because it's not actually very good, from what I can tell. But yeah, there's nukes as well somewhere, but I say I don't think I've unlocked them. I think I need to unlock the powder to do that. And I went up to the other bases, and trees have respawned in my base. So I guess we'll go up to Spire Coast first. I've not actually been up there. I've obviously seen a lot of videos. I say the patch that was, the reason I was a bit late was there was a patch literally started as I was doing it. It's quite buggy. There are quite a lot of bugs. I don't know if they were trying to fix the vehicle bugs, but it actually got worse, and vehicles were like, I hit a rock, I think it was, and I'd sort of exploded into the air. So I don't know if they were trying to fix it and actually made it worse. I did also run along the canyon. The canyon's really cool, and there's a little, I don't know if it's like a sort of a hint as to what the story might be. It looks like they may have fixed this, because apparently gases had gone invisible, so you couldn't tell where the gases were. It's really crunchy. I mean, it was anyway, but it seems to be even worse. But yeah, my trains haven't broken. What I did also discover, we can actually just have a quick look, or I'll show you quickly. Oh, hello, do you have you? Any idea when Update 6 is released? It's out, so are you on experimental or stable? Because on Update 6 is out on experimental, and this is it. It's buggy though, so if you're not a fan of strange things happening, may want to leave it a couple of weeks while they fix it. But yeah, so I was a bit worried. This is the nuclear build. I was a bit worried that this would all get broken, and it's not really got broken. I have, however, acquired some extra spiny things through the base, because these weren't here before. Not all of them. There was one of them here, I think. But as you can see, this goes through the things, and I wouldn't have been able to place that, I don't think. But obviously it's uranium making the click noise. But yeah, so there's no extra, like, I was a bit afraid it looked like on the previews like those rocks would move closer, but it doesn't look like they have at all. They have given it a sort of a glow up. They put like a filter on, or changed certainly the filters on some of them, so it looks a lot brighter and sort of shinier. But yeah, so as I say, I was a bit sort of afraid that this would suddenly all get broken, but as I say, I think I've just acquired this thing here, and you can't actually get rid of these, I don't believe. It's also, you can tell it's a new one, because it's so, they didn't used to have this grassy texture on it. But yeah, so I say that's all gone. But this is Spire Coast, so we'll have a go round and have a look at that, because this is all changed and different. But yeah, so at some point we can switch over to nuclear power, which is going to be good. I'm start using this coal for, making steel and stuff like that. But yeah, say update 6 is live. If you wanted, so I think you're you're on Steam, I think, Diabolitian. So if you want to do the experimental on Steam, you need to basically go to betas, depending on your pronunciation preference, and it's in there basically. So if you go to the beta section of Steam, you right click on it, properties, then you'll find it there. Trying to set up a dedicated server using experimental, but still not getting work. I gave up. I don't know if you see here, but Mouse, one of the other regulars who pops by every so often, he was kind enough to join me in the multiplayer, but it was just a regular multiplayer, so I tested it that way. And it worked surprisingly well. I was a bit surprised, actually. There is a caveat, obviously, that it was the complete start of the game, so there was basically no assets or anything, but I couldn't detect any lag or anything. So this has all been changed, basically. So some of the adjustments are minor, but you can kind of tell that this is, the terrain has changed here, because I've now got a floating pipe connector. So, this didn't used to have all of this greenery on it here. So we'll just do a buzz down the canyon, because the canyon is quite significantly different. It looks great, as I say. They've given it a bit of a filter to make it sort of like the colours all pop and stuff. They had those on anyway. You could step between them, so you would stand in one place and it would be grey, and then you'd move to the next and it'd be bright colours. But yeah, they've gone a bit heavy with it. I like it, but it's sort of it's a bit of a shock to the system. But yeah, so one of the things to note is these things that look like animal ribs all appear to have water flowing through them. So I don't know if actually, even though they look like animal ribs, maybe they're supposed to be pipes, and that's what it is. Which begs the question, because they look artificial still, but it begs the question of whether, this is an entirely artificially created place. And so this is, it looks like a burst pipe rather than a, deliberate thing. They have changed where the position of all these poisons are. For example, as you can see, my floating power poles, because that's where the terrain used to be. These appear to glow now. I think they're glowy over in that forest area as well. It's really crunchy. It's not like in loading a lot of these assets up. But yeah, I sort of tried the dedicated server, and I don't know, it doesn't appear to work very well. But yeah, so they got the bluey glowy stuff. Another one there, you see, so that's a broken rib thing, and it's spewing out water, which suggests, the water's part of it. And then you got this sort of runoff, almost looks like a glacial thing. So we'll head in there in a minute. I just wanted to show the thing. I'll say another one there, the ribs with the water coming out of it. Kind of implies that maybe the desert, had some sort of irrigation system as well. And it's completely broken down. It does look good. There's a lot more here as well. I'm a bit surprised they've sort of gone as heavy with the sort of, asset and polygon count. So it does mean my machine is having a bit of a think at points. You see how bright red it is now. Didn't used to be quite so bright red. I believe, because there's the geyser up here as well, and I believe that's changed a little bit as well. So I believe this is a bit different up here somewhere. Oh, the icons at the top there. So basically these were all where I had beacons. So all of my beacons are sort of turned into markers. And by default, it's put them as the exclamation point. So what you do, it obviously tells you all of your stuff, which is quite useful. Particularly, I think if you double click, Yeah, so if you double click, it goes straight to it, that's really nice. But you can, as I say, you can put them on your compass or not. I've not fiddled about it, but you see, you can go to all your vehicles, trains, map markers. Here we go. So these are all the map markers I put on. As I say, as default, it's put them as the exclamation point. But what you can do, I don't think I'm going to do this, but you can change the icons. So, example, that's that's a resource or whatever you want to use. There's a cave there or whatever. But say I'd already done the colours and stuff. But say it's defaulted them all to the exclamation point, which is a bit repetitive. Oh, that's interesting. It also shows crates as well. Why is there a crate over there? I mean, I don't know why there's crates in those ones. Oh, is that my oil? I guess that might be my oil. I don't know why that one would be there. Interesting. Yeah, and obviously me, and if you've got more players. So yeah, they've done a bit of a glow up on the map generally. It now tells you the coordinates, so you can go to a specific place, which is really quite nice. Is it just comma? 1,000, 1,000. There we go. So that's that place there. And I think this filters. I can't really do it, as I say, because I've not got. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's actually placing markers. Okay, I thought that was a filter. So if I wanted to put tree icon there or something, okay. Can I delete that? Remove. There we go. We are limited to 250, and as you see, I've already basically, with all the ones I had before, we're already nearly there. I was just going to check the map. Because there was the geyser up there. So apparently this has all changed a bit as well. Tried on both Windows, Linux and Windows Server, no idea, so that you gave up. V-Rising, we've been playing, no problems at all. Are you enjoying V-Rising? It seems to have been quite popular, because there was a PC Gamer article, I think it was, saying that it hit 2 million. Which is quite a success story. I was saying the other day, I sort of like the concept of building a gothic vampire castle, but it seemed quite a restricted system. It's sort of square based, so this doesn't look that different. Maybe it was the surrounding bits, because this does look different back here. Not spectacularly so. I don't remember it being like this. Yeah, I think this bit's been changed, but not the actual geyser itself. Geyser. Hello, Agamor. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh, I did say welcome to you as well, don't I? Hello, and welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're not sweating too much. But yes, very enjoyable. Cool. Ark Survival Evolved free on Steam today. Yes, I saw. Oops, wasn't looking at that. Oh well, that proves my point though. That so with the, I've got the hazard suit on, so you'd think I wouldn't take wouldn't take damage, but you still do. They've not fixed that. I mean, that's got to be a bug. They can't intend you to take damage and stuff if you're wearing gear in the train. But yeah, this bit's not really any different. So it's just the further down bit that's been changed. So we'll go and have a look at the actual. How do I officially say I'm not that hot anymore? Cool. Well, warm. Apparently it's going to break tomorrow, isn't it? The sort of weather. It's only really sort of yesterday and today that's really hot. I'm in the, I'll call it fortunate position of having a. What the heck is that? Is that coal? Oh no, it's just a random rock that doesn't fit. Okay. I have an air conditioning unit. By that I mean I bought an air conditioning unit. 99.9% of the year it's the most annoying thing that I own, because it's this gigantic grate. It's basically a fridge, gigantic great thing that weighs a ton, and is, you know, difficult to move around. And oh, we've got red flowers. Okay, I might have to hop out the car because I'm not sure it's particularly conducive to vehicles. The new area. These guys should start spawning. Yeah, here we go. They wouldn't spawn in that. I think they might have turned it off. Oh no! They said this on a tweet. They fixed them but broke them because they don't spawn crabs anymore. I didn't know they were called crabs. So these are useless now. Right. Okay. I could take the hatchery remains there because I. Oh no, that was the one I did research. I might as well just steal this slug then. If they're not fussed. Not a fan of hot weather. Yeah, I hate it. I mean, as you say, I mean, I'm not. I'm, you know, a big person. You know, I'm sort of quite heavy and stuff, and sort of any heat at all is just deeply unpleasant. Really, I'm much happier in. Well, autumn's my favourite season, but sort of autumn, winter, early spring. What was I going to put in here to make some room as well? Let's just put. I just got all the junk from when I was building the concrete factory, so there's nothing here. But yeah, we're going to try and explore the spire with the car, but say I think it's a bit tricky to get around. It's really different from what I've seen on other videos. So it's got like a water system. That's a really blue water, isn't it? Crikey. Got a lake here. Interesting. Oh, right. So the glowy, like, I always call them like mushrooms. It's a different colour in the different area. Interesting. Wanted to buy Satisfactory since I'm a factory, but can't seem to persuade myself. I mean, I would generally recommend it. It is very similar to Factorio. It does go on sale quite a bit, so I would probably wait for a sale. I'm sure they'll do something super sale when it's close to release. They've been really busy, haven't they? What's through there? Let's see if we can have a look. Oh, this is just higher up here. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I do enjoy it. I say I do have a few. I think the goals for the like later researches are a bit high. It sort of ramps up a bit too much and a bit too, you know, significantly. In terms of cost of the later researches, I think it's just a bit too over the top. I mean, I think the intention is to encourage you to use alternate recipes, but I think now, well, there's the radar now, isn't there? I wonder if I could even build a radar tower, or if that's locked away still. Because they've supposedly changed the radar tower. Where the heck even is the radar tower? I've not even built one. Must be in organisation. There we go. So I'd need. Oh, they're not that expensive, are they? But apparently, this radar set reveals an area around the ghost. The area is gradually placing the tower high up. Maximum. This apparently now shows where everything is. So, for me, who's not a fan of, you know, treasure hunts and that type of gameplay, finding all the enough hard drives is just not, you know. See if I can jump across here. Whee! Not that interesting. But if it sort of tells you roughly how many that... Whoa! There you go. That's the vehicle physics. It's gone a bit nuts. So I'm wondering if they tried to fix it and kind of got it the wrong way around. Is this... Oh, right, okay. Did it used to look like that? The first person building part gets me off, yeah. Yeah, I say it is tricky. I sort of... You'll see on the streams, I'm not sure which ones you've watched, but when I'm doing building, I'm often like trying to lean my head around. And particularly because the things are big, you know, and it's like if you're trying to build this, and you've already built you've got a structure with a roof, and you're like, does that fit in? You know, is that, can I put it in my building with a roof? Well, you can't see, and if you look up, it obviously whooshes off into the distance, so you can't sort of hold it there and look in a different direction. If that makes sense. And that's one of the things I find the most difficult. You do have to make it slightly easier if you prefer a sort of higher down view, is the hover pack and the jetpack allows you to sort of get, particularly the hover pack. But with the hover pack, you've got to provide it with power, electricity. So you can sort of float quite high up, and that gives you a top-down perspective. Obviously, there's also these things. Is it an organisation? Yeah, the lookout towers. And basically, you can build one of them. Oh, where's the ladder? Oh, there it is. You can build one of these. And then you can do top-down perspective as well. But say, if you've already built a building with a roof, they're not actually that useful, these. But you see, you can sort of line things up. And there are various, so you can hold control and it'll line structures up together. And it gives you like the green lines. They've also now got a universal grid system, so you can line everything up. Because before, if you wanted to have all your factories sort of lined up, you know, so that they were straight lines between them, you had to actually build across to them. So yeah, you know, it's sort of that is one of the trickier things about it. As I say, without alternate recipes as well, like I'm trying to do, it's quite a lot of water, isn't it? Really. Oh, there we go. You can't swim properly either, and vehicles apparently can't cross water. So you got to do rubbish like this. Nope, not a truck station. Oops. But yeah, I do like it. I say, and it's fun to just mess about in sometimes. Yeah. Oh, it's put that in fuel. You can just burn them, can you? Okay. Interesting. Not actually got that much biofuel on me. I thought I had more. Crikey. So here's more oil as well. So I wonder if I can sort of tell how much oil there is. There you go. So why is there a crate there? Was there stuff left in the vehicle when I deconstructed it? Oh, there was. Let's grab that. That's why I've not got any biofuel, is it? Yeah, there we go. Okay. You get weird things like this as well. I'm in the water. Oh, there you go. And it's popped in. Then it's out again. So I'm in the water. So it thinks I'm swimming. But it's not showing me the water. So I'm sort of hovering here. Floating. And then if I move a bit, it will eventually... There we go. There's the water. It's just hitboxes and stuff. But yeah, so it needs a bit of polish, which I think is why... I think that's what they're sort of aiming to do now, is kind of just polish it for release, really. What else can I put the concrete in before, I think, didn't I? A bit of that, there we go. Just in case there's something I want to pick up. What I was actually going to check then was to see, there it is. So it looks like it still only does 3 with a single pin. Oh no, there's more over there. So a bunch over there. Okay. Because these have all been completely moved, so they sort of warn people that... I think maybe the total number of patches, you know, geysers is still the... oil patches is still the same, but where they were is very much different. Okay, so it still ends with a big sea. Okay. Is this... I think this is all just water, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So that's the back end of the desert. Yeah, it's sort of a surprisingly big map as well. It's and there's a lot of hidden stuff in it. There's a lot of caves, and which is really sort of something that. Oh, that's quite pretty. Is that coral? Oh yeah, look at that. You can't. It's not really proper swimming in this game. It's a bit strange, and as I say, you get this weird effect when it loads the texture in and doesn't. See, I'm going hyper slow because I'm sort of stuck in a layer, basically. Eventually, I'll pop out. But yeah, look at that. There's a load of stuff over there, isn't there? There we go. Don't think I can drive across that, so we'll go around. Is Factorio worth the purchase? Wow, now there's a question. You're sort of talking to a... You're asking someone who's a little bit biased in that Factorio is my favourite game ever. And I could happily... If someone said to me the only game you can ever play now is Factorio, and I could have the mods, was Factorio, I'd probably be happy. You know, that wouldn't be that much of a problem for me, because as I say, I absolutely adore the game. But in terms of value, if you like it, then you will almost certainly get hundreds, if not thousands, of hours out of it. Most people who play the game a couple of times through, you know, will get a couple of 100 hours worth of play out of it. Oh, it's done it again. Because the only way you can get at them is to do that. But what I need to do first, probably, if I make a little box. But yeah, it's. I mean, I love the game. It's sort of. I don't know if it really invented the genre. You know, the type of game. If it didn't, you know, it was very close, sort of thing. And it's sort of. It's sort of. How can I put it? It's very mechanically complex. You know, there's a heck of a lot to it. But I think it does quite a good job of, you know, sort of leading you through it. Can I just do that? Oh, no, I can't. What have I got too much of? Let's just put them in. Wish more time to play Satisfactory. On my mate's got into V Rising instead. Yeah, so I mean, there are quite a lot of, you know, there's sort of a growing. I bet I'm going to drown or go underwater again in this, aren't I? If I try and drive across here. You know, there's sort of quite a few games that are now sort of slotting into this niche of building and crafting and say. Don't know that Factorio invented the genre, but I say for me it's the best example. Yeah, it's a bit difficult navigating around here, as I kind of suspected it would be. It does look awesome though. I'll be honest, oh, did somebody spit at me? It feels a little like, other than the. Let's get out and kill something. Oh, you're. Well, that's a bit more meaty, isn't it? In fact, that's a bit loud. That. I know they're sort of bugged in that they walk through the water in a weird way. Oh. Oh, there's one there. Oh, that came back to life. It's a bit of a meteor sound now. In fact, I'm not. Why does it have... Is that me, or does it say that there's 30 of 15? That can't be right. I can't have 30 rounds in a 15-round magazine. Oh, that sounds like another bug then. Yeah, I mean, 300 hours is... Yeah, I mean, that's sort of someone who's just sort of played it through, enjoyed it, and, you know, maybe played it again and left it there sort of thing. But, I mean, you know, 1,000 hours is fairly common in Factorio. But, you know, so for people who like, I mean, you know, I'm sure there's plenty of people who play it through once or twice and that's enough for them sort of thing. But most people sort of get a bit obsessed with it. And, yeah, 1,000 hours is not unheard of for a lot of players. So if you then, as you say, do the... If it's a metric that matters for you, it's not one I'm that bothered about, but I do often say that I wish there was another way to give the devs more money. It's like, if the expansion they're doing turns out to be complete rubbish, I'll happily buy it anyway, because I've got so much out of the game. Played it through so many times, even without adding in mods, that you know, it's just incredible value for money. I mean, you can. I mean, I bought the soundtrack. You can buy the soundtrack. But that's about it, really. You can't, you know, even voluntarily give them more money. But I mean, not that they need it. They've sort of done. I mean, they sold a couple of million copies. So. Makes the rainbow was better than shooting people to pieces. Yeah, I mean, not that I don't enjoy it. I mean, a bit of variety gamer. This is quite cool, isn't it? It's like a swampy bit. I say this feels a bit more like an aesthetic area of the game. Like, I don't know what practical use this would be in a sense. I know there's lots of oil here. So you might want to build a factory, but it feels like it's too sort of like compacted in. Like building a factory in that space might be quite tricky. So I don't know that. Yeah, because there is a lot of oil. Yeah, there always was. Well, if you had to build a factory, you'd probably end up building it actually over the seaside. No Man's Sky, I feel that. Yeah, yeah. I got stuck. Yeah, I suppose it is. I mean, yeah. There is that sort of, unfortunate. I mean, it's sort of become. So, I don't know if you watched or heard about the Starfield reveal thing, and everyone was sort of comparing it to No Man's Sky, me included. But part of the reason for that is because it's sort of based on like 70s sci-fi. If you've ever sort of seen those, I mean. For me, that doesn't feel very old, 70s sci-fi, but it's 50 years ago. So a lot of people, you know, are gamers, you know, probably never even encountered a lot of that stuff. You know, like the Arthur C. Clarke and Isaac Asimov and all that sort of era of Ray Bradbury, I guess. Era of sci-fi. And you used to get a lot of pulp novel covers would have images like that on them. Particularly No Man's Sky, that's very influenced by it. But so you're going to end up with sort of the aesthetic similarity, because you get this effect where people like repeat or are inspired by the same things, and then you get like waves of things that look the same. It is for quite No Man's Sky, as you're saying. And it's just because they're all influenced by the same set of books, and it's like in a few years there'll be like a million Harry Potter style things, just because it's, you know, she's had such an influence. Ooh. Don't know if this is a cave proper or just some alcove. But it's things like this. What's the point of this? Maybe there's a wall I can blow up. I mean, maybe it's meant to be filled with spiders or something. But it looks awesome with the glowy things there. But what, you know, there's no secret resource hidden in here. There's no crash site or something. So it's sort of, you know, cool, but it's not going to help me build my factory sort of thing. Oh, sorry, I missed that guy. Got to start once. Hate my base, so I restart. I hate the game. Early game, Victoria though. Really need bots. Are you? Oh right. So are you not? Not sure I understand that. Are you at? Have you completed the game already, Agamor, rather. Sorry. Because obviously I stream on Saturdays and Sundays. We probably won't chat about now, but if there's any questions you've got, well, I'm happy to answer. I quite enjoy give you little answers like that. Although Saturday is going to be Crash Storio 2, which is an overhaul. But when it's there on Sunday, I'll be around. It's one of the things I've been pondering whether to. Just saying, this looks awesome. But, I mean, unless there's some resources hidden in there, it's feels like it's not going to be an easy area to build on. You'd have to put your base on stilts, I think. Oh, look at this. This is cool. Can I reach across there? No. Straight in the water. Oh, and I'm standing on the seafloor. Oh no, we're popping up. Am I going to be able to deconstruct that? I think I'm still in the water. That might be tricky. That could be out of range. Right, let's put my stuff in a box again. I think we might just. Trouble is, I've not really got space for everything that I'm carrying. So if I might just have to leave a chest here. What can I leave behind that's a bit sort of rubbish and pointless? I think if we leave, say, half the silicon, a bit of the concrete, and a bit of iron plate, and then we just hoof it, basically. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so tricky to explore this area by car, I think. Too young for that, but Asimov is my... I'll launch a rocket once, then install Crash Storio 2. Okay. Crikey. That's kind of brave. I think I remember you saying... You've not got space exploration on as well, have you? Was that you saying that? And there was somebody who'd sort of launched straight into SpaceX. Basically, you know, after launching once, which... I'm not sure what I fancied doing that. I mean, I can sort of barely do Crash Storio 2. Too young for that, but Asimov is in my bookshelf, and I found a book on the train once. The God themselves. I'm not that familiar with Asimov. If I'm totally honest, I'm not a huge fan of his writing style. I think it was very imaginative. His actual sort of prose style is not quite to my cup of tea. So I've read the sort of... I can't actually remember what they called this, like the detective ones, where it's a robot one, you know, that one of the detectives is a robot. Read a couple of them. And quite a lot of his short stories, but I say, prefer Arthur C. Clarke writing style of that sort of era of writers. So it's just a personal preference thing, I say. They're very influential, Asimov. In fact, the term robot was his... He coined that because it means slave, basically, in... Oh, crikey, where was he from? It wasn't Poland, was it? But it's it just means... It means slave in, say, that language. So effectively, robot is just, you know, is slave sort of thing. I was kind of surprised I've not been drowned in spiders, I got to admit. I don't know if that's... Somebody was... You see, this is what they've done. And I'm not sure whether this is not a bit too much, because this is like a filter effect, basically. It's like a Instagram filter effect of, it's like colour burn, basically. And it's just a bit extreme. I mean, I've got the torch on, but it makes it look really pixelated because it's a bit too heavy. It's one of those filters effects that's fine from a distance, but looking up close like that, it's a bit extreme. Oh yeah, I'm impressed with how it looks though, generally. And the overhaul they've done is huge. It's completely different. But yeah, I think if I was building a base, I'd end up building it, you know, in this water area, something like that. Now, presumably we must be fairly close to the thing. The addition of this, being able to put on multiple bits of kit, is awesome though. Really glad they've finally done that. Yeah, I bet there's loads of hidden caves and all sorts to explore in there. iRobot. Yeah, that's the one. Well, I'm not so that sure that's. Yeah, I have read that, I think, but yeah, that's his famous sort of thing. Because that, you know, the whole four laws of robotics. That, you know, that's him. Right. So what I was proposing to do, I say it's just going to be a bit of an exploring stream, really. So I could make some of the ammo and stuff, but I got so much regular ammo, I kind of just don't need to. Because they've not changed from what I can tell, from what I understand, they've not changed the sort of, you know, hit points of the enemies or anything. So, you know, you don't have to sort of worry. Don't like bother doing that. That, you know, regular ammo isn't gonna kill them or anything. You don't need to use any of the special bombs or anything like that. They'll just die the same level of damage. Just scratch Torrio 2. Okay. If I never found that, but I would never go into jail, I think. Go. Which is the quickest way to the swamp? I wonder if I could, if I turn all of these off, because they're, oh no, wait, I want to turn them off my compass. But then, does that include, oh, I can't do it per type, can I? No. That's annoying. I was hoping I could put a stamp in and just leave that one active on the compass and know roughly where I'm going then. But anyway, what we can do, because we can head over to, I keep trying to move it with the left mouse, but it's right mouse now. If we drive up here again, and we can basically nip round this corner, and that gets us, this is the other bit that they supposedly tweaked, and it does look different. This should be a lot more dangerous as well. So we'll probably have to go on foot over this, because you see it's a lot of water. Oh, I don't want to drive off there. Although, what was that? Oh, right, that's the waterfall. Okay. Where are we? Oh, we must have drifted. Okay. So we want to go which way? I didn't want to come up here at all. What am I doing? Why are Nintendo games so expensive? Because Nintendo? It's one of the things I'm not a massive fan of, to be honest with Nintendo. I'm not. I mean, I've played like one Zelda for about 20 minutes, and a couple of Marios, and that's kind of about it. I mean, I used to play Mario Kart a lot when I was at university, but not many games of theirs I like. So, because I hate platformers. I just don't. They don't like rock with me. I just can't. I can't platform basically. And obviously a lot of their games are, and you know, Zelda's never really did a lot of anything for me. I think I have to hand in my gamer card for admitting that though. You're not meant to do that. But so not really my cup of tea. But I mean, all console games are more expensive because you know they add on the console tax because you know the economics of game systems. That looks new as well, does it? I don't know if we went up there. So it's a really big area. You know, they don't generally pay for the consoles, as in the cost of developing the consoles, until quite late in the life cycle. It's one of the reasons they always do a, well, certainly nowadays they do a midlife update, because basically that's about squeezing the price down more than anything. Because you know technology advances, it gets a lot cheaper. But it means they add on at least £5 generally. And it's one of the big reasons I never got a Switch because, you know, first off, I've obviously got a ridiculously huge Steam library because I'm an idiot and I buy games without playing them. But a lot of them I think were quite good portable games, you know, indies, like puzzle games and stuff like that. But buying them again on Switch would be a bit of a pain, but also they're way more expensive because there's an added, you know, console tax. And Nintendo's one of the worst for it, in my opinion. You know, what they add on is usually like really over the top. But they're very bad for constrained supply, artificially constrained supply. So you know. There isn't a shortage of electronic video, you know, downloadable video games. But the worst one was that Mario Anniversary, where they basically, you know, you can only buy it for a limited amount of time, and it's like, but it's a digital thing, you know. Or they heavily control, you know, releases of their old software and stuff. It's all a bit off to me because it's just, you know, supply and demand taken to the worst level, really. Oops. Love the Xmas lights you have there. Not sure what you're referring to there. No. Just go hunt with Pokemon Go. Yeah. I think they've done something to the spawning because stuff doesn't show up anymore. Because there should be a couple of spitters here, but they're just not. Okay. But yeah, we should be able to get up round here, I think. Get to the marshland. Now there will be spiders in here. This way. Oh, there's finally another enemy. They've changed the spitters so that they're like biome, you know, skinned. So this is now a green one where it was a blue one before. But they don't. I think they're going to change behaviours and stuff as well. Can I get down here? But they've not quite done it yet. Here we go. So this is El Swampo. So we're going to have to get out. Oh, this is really, really drudgy. Still playing Pokemon after 6 years. Oh, they're hanging power poles. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, the Xmas thing was, they did like a special event. Now it's 15 of 50. Yeah, it's quite buggy, this update. But yeah, I sort of wish that you could still build the things that, you know, were made available in that event, to be honest with you. I say, I think they've bugged a lot of the AI. Because it's just sort of ignoring me. It's making a lot of hissy noises, but it's not doing anything. Yeah, this is quite different, isn't it? You see what I mean? The filter's now changed, so it's like a murky... Who's hissing now? You know, a murky, gloomy sort of effect. Yeah, this is quite different. Not quite as pretty. There we go. Oh, it made a sort of a whooshy electronic noise there. I don't know if that would have come through. Yeah, I quite like the stuff you were able to build in. Some of it was obviously just a bit silly, but the Christmas lights I would have quite liked to still been able to build forever. But unfortunately, it was like a thing. It's not like I could have built, because I've still got all the rockets I built. Because I was going to do a big display when I finish the factories, but you know, it's taking ages. So not and we might well get back to Christmas again before I finish. But the lights, you had to. They only did them when you built them in place. You know, you couldn't pre-make, you know, 1,000 lights sort of thing. But I would have loved to have kept them. Oh, that's copper. I thought that was the bauxite one. Oh, the bauxite over there. It's very swampy. Possibly a bit easier to build here, actually, because there's less, like, terrain. So, you know, you could probably novelisk a lot of this. Some things you can't novelisk. I wonder if you can get rid of them. Bye-bye, tree. Yeah, so you could get rid of a lot of that, and it would be quite a flat area to build in, I think. You'd obviously have to put up with this filter all the time, though, because it's just an area filter. But these are quite good. Feels like a lot of it should do stuff. Like these should... I guess it's like almost like Prometheus, you know, if you've seen that film where like everything's lethal because of the black goo stuff. Oh, so we got one there. See, all the new ammo's great, but just a face full of regular magazines is, you know, enough to kill everything still. Which I think they should tweak. If you're going to introduce new ammos, you know, making it so that either you have to use them or, you know, they're too hard to kill without them. Superposition oscillators. Good lord. Wait, weren't those the special things from the Christmas event? Yeah, it feels like these pustuley things should pop and like 1,000 spiders. Oh, crikey! I could be. Okay, that scared the poop out of me. Not gonna lie. Oh. Well, there we go. You'll spray the tarantulas first, it's top for them as well. Oh, you're a keeper of spiders, are you? Oh, I can't pick it up. What can I get rid of, if anything? I say maybe jump. Snuck up on me. What can I get rid of? What can I get rid of? Let's just bin some of them. Because I need these to research them as well. So I knew spiders were here, but so I wasn't quite expecting them to appear out of nowhere then. I think there's some of the big spiders as well. But again, hitting them was difficult, but you know, they didn't take more damage or anything. Yeah, it's very swampy. It's very, very good. Old Hannah's quite a good area artist. See it. Was lulled in a false sense of security, I think, as well, because of the general lack of enemies. They seem to have toned them down a bit. So there's that sulphur. Can I get up there? Am I going to run out of juice? Okay. No, isn't this into... yeah. Waterfall into the void then. There's another yellow slug there. Can I get another one of them? Oh, I can. So it's making like a zooping power noise. Cool. So I wonder if how many bauxite are there? There's one. Third one? No? Ah. Yeah, so those were those ones over there. So they're all over here, aren't they? Sort of in the middle. So off that way. Is that the way? No. It's the ones that way. That way. And we also now heal. So you used to heal a little bit before. You would go up to 3 bars, but now you just heal fully. I think it's slower. It seems slower. So you sort of heal all the way, which is quite good because it takes off the need, you know, to harvest quite so many nuts and things like that. It does render things like the inhalers a bit even less even more pointless. So I'm sort of going in the wrong direction. It's that way. I'm being very cautious now. I'm sure they'll come out at me again. Nope, sort of that way. Yeah, you know, the sound effects are quite good as well. Atmospheric. I thought I might, if we turn this back on, then I'll stop floundering around quite so much. Except I've got a million markers. It's that one there, isn't it? In fact, can't you do the distance, or is that per one? If we do ones that are close. No? Show stamps on that. Don't you have to do it? Yeah, you see you have to do the distance per marker. This way. Right, so we're quite close to it. There it is. Got the power poles. Because this is one of the things we need to grab next. Is aluminium. And the idea I've got is to basically add it into the factory I've already got over here. So it's like a side thing, because I don't need that much aluminium. I probably do for build, or I should do for building. I should build a lot more so that I can do the highest level belt. But there's a bunch here, I believe. A quick look. It might supply everything we need, is what I'm thinking, you see. So we got one I'm on, one over there, which is the one we just did. That one. Then there's another one over here somewhere. Is that it? There it is. And it has got a pole on it. But you see how the pole's now a grey, murky colour? And it's just because the filter's being applied over the top. So what we got? We've got an impure, a normal, whoops, and a pure. Okay. So it might be that these could do enough. Let's do a bunch of pings. So these might be enough. Yeah, some of these. Because that's not too far away. And I can imagine a train going around the thing there. Because actually, doesn't it now tell you? Yeah, it does tell you. It tells you on the map. So we've got a normal and a pure there. Pure and a normal. Okay. I wonder if there's anything else in there. Because I know there is a Caterium. See you soon. All right. Have a good day. Rest of your day, Diablo. So there's that Caterium there. Oh, there's some over there as well. Weird oil. Okay. Weird oil. I know what I meant by that. Oil of much weirdness. Well, it says it's an oil. Oh. Why has it got those 6? Oh, I think... Yeah, it must be broken then, is it? Because these are just normal like that. So yeah, weird oil indeed. Yeah, didn't appear to be much else in the desert. Maybe there's some quartz or something? Desert. In the swamp. In fact, are these appearing now? Because you used to have... Yeah, okay. You used to have to not be on the map for these to be added to the map. So there's obviously that quartz I've seen before. Okay. And then, I don't know, maybe there's some uranium here? It's not far away, is it? If it isn't. Yeah, there's uranium there. Yeah, I'm way off in these other places. So I'd quite like to go and have a look at that. So I'm not 100% our sort of one up here. If it's still here. I hope it's not gone. I never marked it, but... okay. There don't appear to be a lot in this... in this area. I think I can do multiple of different types. There's a few pings on that one. What was that? So there's a bit of iron. Bit of copper. It's not a lot though. That limestone. No coal though. Just that one oil that seems like it's broken. So this bauxite is really the only thing apart from that uranium. So maybe if I put a little marker, that'll be easier to distinguish on the compass. These could do with staying collapsed, I will say that much. It's a bit of a pain in the bum. Because these should be different. Oh. Show stamps on map. Is that different then? Dang. Okay. Ah, dear. No, that's it not at all, is it? This is a pain in the bum. Right, so it's this way, I think. Oh, is it on top of that? Is there a waterfall in the way? Oh. Is that a spider? Oh no, it's a... Oh, no, it's multiple. Okay. Yeah, the AI on these is completely bugged. So this is a geyser, I take it then. This is really pretty. It's meant to be that extremophile bacterium. Yeah. Geyser. It's making hissing noises. Don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, there's that one there. Because these you can use for power, I believe. But yeah, it's obviously on top of this waterfall somewhere. Crikey. Oh, it's mycelia, okay. I don't think I've got room, have I? Right, so... Let's do a little ping. Is it in a cave, is the question, or is it just sort of on a rock in the water? That's what I really want. Okay, so if we build a little cheeky little ramp up to the top of this, or somewhere near the top of this waterfall. Like so. Zooping around, zooping around. You gonna let me go up here? I see no uranium. Okay, let's give it another quick ping then. Oh. It's like ping there, didn't it? Let's just see if we can fly over. 102. Whoop! Yeah. So, it is 90 odd meters away. Yeah. It's obviously in some cave underneath this. I wonder where the entrance to that cave is. Don't know what I want to do with stuff in caves, because it is a bit sort of like... Do I want to bother is sort of the question with it. But yeah, that was a swamp. Not many people, I think, have sort of been and explored the swamp. It's fairly swampy. is my overall assessment. As swamps go, it was swampy. But yeah, it's quite a good job. I mean, it's sort of, it didn't look quite like that before. It just used to look super flat and not very interesting. But it's been done a lot. I don't think it's massively different, but it's sort of tweaked quite a lot. And it's quite a big area of the map. I say, that'd be my comment on it. It's a big area of the map, a bit like the Spire Coast, really. And as we did with the pinging, there's not actually a lot there. I mean, this thing here, right? Why is there not a hit a way in through the waterfall? Or maybe there is and I just didn't see it. But shouldn't there be a way through the waterfall? Because that's what waterfalls are for. Okay, so whereabouts am I? I'm here. Right. Because there is another uranium. I'm pretty sure all the uranium is like trapped or in caves and stuff. Where's this other uranium? Over there, okay. So can I put another map marker on it? Boop. So we want to go sort of this way. Hello, evening. Oh, very growly. I get that scene too. Right. So my understanding now is that they're going to be doing a lot of smaller updates. And they're actually things like the overclocking that they sort of said they had to delay, basically, and because they weren't quite sure what they wanted to do with it by the sound of things. And I think that's the sort of cadence they're going for. So it's more, you know, small updates, you know, of more frequently, basically. And I think part of the reason for that is actually a mindset change. So if you think about it, it sort of doesn't make any difference. You know, a big update, you know, is just like a collection of smaller updates, if you see what I mean. But it kind of changes the scope of what they're doing in that if a feature taste... Oh! Where's it gone? Oh! And one of you as well, eh? And another. Crikey. Yeah, the AI seems to be a bug, because they're just standing there a lot of the time. Right, can I grab that as well? I can. Oh, it counts as... Oh. 3 stinger remains. Oh, and there's one of you, isn't there? I'll leave you be. I'll leave you be. All I'm trying to do is find some uranium. Yeah, so I think part of it is like scope changes in, you know, if you're only going to do an update every if you can do an update 3 months, then you're going to tend to do things that will fit into a 3-month update. So you're not going to do a massive overhaul, massive addition, because it would take even longer. And I think that's effectively secretly what they're saying, that the majority of tweaks now will be small. I mean, not that this is small, but it's nothing compared to some of the really big updates they've done. Why are they all just standing in the water? Right, that way. So it sort of shows it that way, doesn't it? It could be... In fact, isn't there a uranium in the red amber? Maybe that's what I'm pinging. You seem to be even slower in the water now. See if we can get up on that there. I might fall in. Can you let me stand on that? No. Okay. Oh. Oh, is it not recharged? Okay. Oh, right, it won't recharge unless you're standing on land. Okay. But this could be a quick test. Because I've got the radiation suit on. It should protect me from the poison as well. Oh, it doesn't now. Ah, so it looks like you need to wear the gas mask as well. Unless what people were telling me was wrong before. But right, so let's have a quick ping. So it's saying there. I'm a bit worried that whenever I do this, it doesn't ping this one on this cliff. Because I'd kind of hate to have to relocate my nuclear thing over here. I don't quite understand where it's telling me that is. It seems to be on the sort of edge, which implies again that it might actually be in some cave. Because it's right here, but it's not here. Why don't I just build up then? I think it's above. So it could be, I think I saw one when I was messing about in the bamboo forest. It might be that one. Which will be fine, because that was out in the open. But yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Okay. Bit risky being here. This is Spider Central, this. No, you see, it's way behind us. It's not actually in the thing. It's got to be in a cave or something. So it's on here somewhere? Yeah, it's got to be in a cave or something like that, because I've got further away from it, haven't I? It was... Yeah. Yeah, I'm 292 meters that way. And now if I go down this... 256 meters. So it's underneath us, and the way it flips around there, it's literally straight down from this point. So it's straight down there. And the only way it can be straight down there is if there's a cave above us, below us. So I hope not all of the uranium's in caves, apart from that one on the top. Oh well. Right, let's head back to the coast, that, you know, where my nuclear power plants are then, and attempt to... Can I drive up here? Because these are geysers up here. I wonder how much power you get from the geysers. Geezer! What geezer? Oh, flowers, lovely. In fact, this is where that spider was. Let's try and get through here quick as we can. Oh, have I just gone past them? Were they on top? It's a really big map. It's sort of deceptive. Are they not geysers? Unless they are and they're hidden by the plants. No? Don't matter. Doesn't matter. But it gives me another factory to... oh, that's bauxite as well. To start building and then never actually finish. In fact, there's quite a lot here, isn't there? So I can start building a plastic factory in Spire Coast. And I'll say never fail to finish it. Am I going the right way? Let's just keep exploring anyway. So it's a really big map. It's a bit deceptive. It does make it feel bigger in that it's all twisty and turny. You can barely get a good straight run. But no, it isn't. It isn't small. These guys appear to have shut up as well. Oh no, there we go.
Picking up multiple FICSIT personnel in the area. Proceed with harvest before it's too late.
Wait, I didn't leave my car. I just took the car apart, didn't I? Yeah. Which way are we going? We're going that way. With the legs on, and also still being able to use the, you know, the jetpack, it's actually quite convenient for exploring on foot now. It's like you move nice and quick. There's another one of you lads. Not got any inventory room there. And then you can, you know, break your fall if you drop. So we want to go sort of through this canyon-y bit here. No. Especially given there's so much veg. I should blow a lot of it up really so I can drive better, but it is pretty. So, tempted to try and keep some of it. Oh, was that something spidery? Or a spitter? Oops. Right, so now we're in the bit we can drive. Haha! Got it before you got me. Right, so, car. Fuel. Cool. Thank you, Egmore, rather. I'll only be going till 5, normal, but thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good rest of your day. A good weekend. Oh. I don't recognise this bit at all. Wait, am I heading into the desert? Whoops. Where are we? Oh, no, it's just, that's the bit they've reworked, obviously. That must be the bit they've tweaked. Yeah, so I need to go and investigate, make sure that, or at least do a ping, make sure that blooming uranium's still there. Because if that's gone, I'm going to have to, I might cheat and do it with the Factorio map thing, because it's nicely set up, that whole build to make the nuclear fuel rods. So it would seem a bit of a pain if I have to, you know, rebuild it all properly. So I might sort of cheat and just move it, because with a map thing you can like move structures around. You have to be careful because not everything's at the same height, so it can easily disappear under the terrain. But yeah, if I'm gonna have to move it, don't fancy the rigmarole of rebuilding it all. Oh yeah, excuse me. Had a weird few days actually, because the heat's been horrendous, and so I have an aircon, but I actually bought a new one because the old one packed up literally Wednesday. In fact, is this oil still here? Oh, I've had quite a few pipes go through surfaces, haven't I? This was just a flat, boring surface before. Oh, it's been slightly moved, hasn't it? It should still work from what they were saying. Because effectively, it's extracting 0% though, so maybe it doesn't work. But then it's got no demand. There's nothing happening, so I don't know. In fact, are there more? Yeah, there's another one here, isn't there? Oh, and this isn't in the right one either. But then I hadn't tapped it properly anyway. Okay. So they have moved like all of the oils. Okay. So that may not function, but I say it's not now doing anything. Because this factory needs changing anyway. It's another one of those factories that I've failed to update properly. Because everything takes like 1,000 hours to do in this game. I'll be totally honest, if they don't introduce some kind of copy and paste or blueprint type system, then me personally, it may well be a case of playing the game through once and then not doing it again, because it's kind of too much to replay this game over and over. So, I just need to ping this. We'll see if we get a return. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. What's that? Let's go and make sure it is like properly hooked up though, because they might have changed that. I can't see why they would. Might be some spideys up here actually, because they probably rebirthed. Nope, still gone. Cool. Yeah, so normal service will resume on Monday. We'll go back to the concrete factory and get working on that again. I am determined to actually finish one of these. Whoops. Oh, stuck in the terrain. And the concrete one is relatively doable, I think. The big thing is, I mean, I played a bit mouse of multiplayer of mouse, but that's literally all I'd done, and we only did like an hour and he had to go and stuff. So, and that's, you know, starting a new save, so it's not. Wasn't playing on this save because this is on Epic. It's not on Steam. So can I just shortcut that a bit? So yeah, I've not done anything. So I've not actually set any of those trucks up. Because I'm sort of aware... well, I realised afterwards I hadn't done anything to get fuel into them. So... this would be better done with drones, wouldn't it? Yeah. So it's not really... excuse me. Oh, I didn't finish that. Sorry. So, yeah... I really struggle with the heat, full stop. But in particular, sleep is always very, very difficult. I can't sleep when it's hot, particularly if it's hot and humid, which tends to be kind of the norm for hot in the UK. And so my aircon packed up. So I had one night where I was just completely like melting, basically. So this is still here. Did it used to glow like that? I don't remember it glowing like that. So that's still there, and that's attached. Yeah, okay. So they've not messed about with that in any way. So we could, in theory... Now, can I just jump off this and stop my fall with... I wonder... Took a bit of damage. Not, oh, it's another yellow slug there. It's been a bit of a yellow slug collection fest. But yeah, we'll go back to the finishing the concrete factory on Monday. And in particular, you may have to set up all of this trucks, but I might try and do that myself tomorrow, because I should have a bit of time. Oops. But probably enough to not to set all of the trucks up, but certainly ferry all the materials over to build them. And the track and the slope, and then we can mess about on Monday with the cosmetics side of it. Make it look pretty. Put some lights on it. So I'll gather all of that stuff together, so it's sort of ready to go. what I'm hoping, as I say, is I can run this set of nuclear things. I have to put, I think it's 4 I can support with this, which should be plenty. But we can also sort of turn it on and make sure it still runs, basically, because I hope that the fact that a lot of these now clip through, you know, these rib things clip through. I hope that doesn't matter. It's not broken machines, but we shall soon see. Because all we have to do is hook that up. And hopefully this will kick in. And I've also filled up all the buffers, so it should just run continuously now. Yeah, so I don't quite know what I'm going to do with the waste. What I need to check is that everyone's running, because I don't know that I want all this fuel sat down there. You know, because I am going to have to pull up a lot of the coal power and stuff. We can do it gradually. I think I need more water as well. I don't think there's enough water there. And it's probably in the wrong place anyway. Why are you lot not running? I guess because this is such a tiny consumption. Why are you not running? Oh, it's just because it's so slow. And it's because it's one. It's built, let's say, to support sort of 4, and it's only doing 1. Okay. And they are quite slow to build. So it would be these, I guess, that have been broken. No, they look fine. Okay. So I will pretty much definitely do this bit, you know, tomorrow. Which is to say, I'll be taking... I don't know if I'll take all of them out. Might keep some of them just so that there is some power in case of a fall, you know, in case of a power break. But this is... I'm just going to reuse this platform, basically, and have, like, 4 of these on. I don't think I can treat nuclear waste. So we may just have to do a belt. Say, I don't think we can kind of support that. Which is very, very wobbly, isn't it? Yeah, we may just have to do a belt and like just build a bunch of storage chests until I can do something with it. I don't know if radiation's like proportional, you know, so I don't know if there's a million bits of waste, it hits you a million times harder. But I should be able to build some of these in the water, just completely out of the way, because it sort of doesn't seem to mind you building them in the water for some reason. So I could just then feed it into... I could just have a chain of them, basically. So I have, you know... input, you know, like that. Just a bunch in a row. And it just feeds them across belts. And so effectively it's just a massive stacker of material. But there is something you can do with them, because I don't believe you can feed waste into the awesome shop. But I believe you can reprocess it into plutonium. And you can feed plutonium in. I mean, you can obviously use it as a fuel. And I, you know, assume it's probably better, but I think you can then basically stick it in an awesome shop as well, is my understanding. But yeah, I don't think it lets you put them in the awesome shop. Awesome sink, rather, not the shop. I could build one. Okay, we could just quickly test that then. Where can I put it? I could put it sort of here. Didn't I try this before? So if we go awesome sync, like that, we might need to power that. Like that. So then if I take the... Is that the output? That must be the output then. And do that. Out comes the waste. I'm still getting ticky. I'm not that close to the uranium. In fact, let's boost that belt up. So what happens? Do they go in? Does it take them? No. It will not take the nuclear waste.
Radioactive items are not allowed
there
in
we
the
go.
Awesome Resource Sink. R&D kindly requests that you stop contaminating their results. R&D would like to remind you they control any future technologies provided to you.
I didn't know it did that. Obviously I haven't tried it before. I should now have an inventory full of radioactive rubbish, so let's just get one of these made. I'll just like put these in here. People did come up with all sorts of ways, I believe, of like basically putting it under the map. You know, getting it like hiding it under the map. I'm not going to bother with that because I believe you can replaces it into plutonium, and R&D is apparently happy with plutonium. So that's what I'm trying to do with it. But so I don't think I can do any of that now at the moment. No, you see, we've not got any plutonium because what would it be under? Nuclear power plant. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Which is the? No, I can't remember what it is. There's the lookup thing. I thought that was it. Wait. Nuclear power plant consumes nuclear fuel rods and water to produce nuclear waste. Set clock speed. We could also put a lot of this storage in as well to act as a bit more of a buffer. Not really been doing any of that, but I think we probably need to in case you know, the power fails essentially. To give us time to come over here and fix whatever's gone wrong. But it should all be sort of self-sustaining, self-building, and I'm not sure if I can be bothered to put this into a proper factory. I'd probably go with something fairly brutalist anyway, just like grey concrete, you know, slab. So there's only so many factories I really fancy decorating. So there we go. So there you go. We're out of water. I need a lot. I need to feed these pumps in, and I think I need more of them. I don't think this is quite enough to do 4 from memory. I can't honestly remember. There's a bunch here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, I guess I could overclock them maybe. But they produce 120 a minute each, so that's over 1,000. So it's like 1,300. But it's consuming 300 a minute. So if we have 4, then it's 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, so it would just fit. Just fit. In fact, maybe we'd have like 1 extra. Okay. Yeah, so I'm basically just going to build, you know, some here. Which means you see, one of the reasons I'm going to do it between streams is because I need some supercomputers, and I'm not sure I've got any left. I think I have to kick that back into gear, which actually probably means I need to turn the iron plate factory back on. That was a bit foolish turning it off. Got any supercomputers? No. So yeah, I need superb computers. So there we go. So that's it for today. Schedule for the rest of the weekend is pretty much the normal schedule. So we are simply going to be simply a case of playing Factorio tomorrow. That'll be Crashtorio 2. Very, very close to finishing that now. I didn't upgrade the belts, so I haven't had a lot of time. Well, I've had the time. If you take the fact that I've basically been knackered and just sort of laying down most of the week because I've not slept. It's been a bit awful, but I haven't done the upgrade of the belts, so we could set that going. What we would do in the meantime, I don't know. And I could maybe fire that up now and just leave it upgrading the belts maybe, but I don't know that they've built that many. It's not actually that productive what I built, so I might need to rethink that. But yes, so Crashtorio 2 tomorrow. Sunday will be the aesthetic series. I've lost track. It's one of the aesthetic or the blueprint series. I think it must be aesthetic. Yeah, it must be, because I need to repurpose the boat one to be both iron and copper, but I don't think we'll do that on stream. I think maybe we'll do something like Steel Factory, something like that, because I reworked all the numbers. And I'd obviously made a complete mess of what I did before because it was like 2.5 times as much as I needed. It was silly. So I redid the numbers and I've already built all the copper. In fact, I've one of those foundries is enough copper, which is why I'm going to repurpose the boat one because it's effectively spare material. So we might as well, tweak how we're doing it. I think I'm going to make it a combined iron and copper. I might actually add on steel as well, but that could be quite complicated. But yeah, so there's that. I might make the steel one a combined iron, like harbour and train one, because I've currently no reason to do that in the current system. So I think we might do that there. I mean, that'll be all stream because I just get carried away with making it look good and stuff, so it take ages. Monday then is back to Satisfactory, and we will be working on the concrete factory. As I say, I will do my best to set the trucks up and that sort of thing so that we can mess about with aesthetics and all of that side of things. What I would quite like to do is work on the train system because, as I say, we are sort of getting somewhere done with a lot of factories, so eventually we're going to need to move stuff around with trains, so I'd quite like to come up with a nice looking train, basically like a platform for the train carriages, and hopefully one that will help me build it because I still struggle with laying down the track. So yeah, so that's all the schedule for this weekend. If you've been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been This has been Satisfactory. Thanks for watching. Cheers.